What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Today I'm reviewing Boruto episode 236 and this episode is titled Cut and Run. So we start off where we left off in episode 235 where we see a huge ship. Kagura realizes that it is a Fanato ship, also that it may be a fortress that they have. Also, he states that the Land of Water didn't have intel that the Fanato group had so much firepower, and that the fortress must have been constructed using technological data that they stole from the Hidden Mist. And that just goes to show that they aren't just dumb criminals, as from the start we could see that they are smart in a way. He then orders Kawaki, Boruto, and Butan to get near the fortress and gather information. And at first Boruto doesn't want to work with Butan, but he eventually has to go through with it. Also, Kagura states that the rest of them will stay at the pickup point and wait for Sarada and Mitsuki. Then we see Team 5 showing Team 7 where the main base of the Fanato Pirates are. Also, where the villagers of the island are being held hostage. Team 5 explained that they couldn't make a move to save the hostages as they're outnumbered, but now that Team 7 is there, things might be better. We see Team 5 and Team 7 sorting out a plan where we see Dinky suggesting that they could get the hostages, including the researchers from the Leaf, into a large ship docked at the harbor on the island. And in the past few episodes, I realized that they're really pushing Dinky's character and his role as captain, but then we see Sarada step in and give the orders, and we see that Sarada is somewhat even higher in charge than Dinky. Also, while during this discussion, I couldn't help but feel the Naruto vibes. Like the way how they're planning stuff and working so covertly, you almost forget that these people are actually children, like 14-15-year-olds. So Sarada then tells Dinky, Kawaki, and Metal to secure the escape ship while she and Mitsuki rescue the hostages. We then see Boruto, Butan, and Kawaki, and they're paddling in a small boat towards the ship/fortress. At this time, Boruto and Butan are arguing, but slowly we see them warming up to each other. They manage to get on the ship. Then we see this part where Metal is talking to Iwabe and he's like, hey, you know you're always asking for flashy missions, to which Iwabe says, but this is a little too flashy, don't you think? We only came to deliver some puppets. Suddenly having to deal with terrorists makes this more like an S-rank mission, and I have to say, be careful what you wish for. We also see some of the Fanato Pirates and they're celebrating, during which the head of the pirates of that division offers gold for the capture of the Leaf Ninjas, dead or alive, as it would make a good gift for their leader Tenma. Also, he could probably become the leader of the Tenma unit. This guy is such a sucker. We see that the researchers and the islanders kept hostage are panicking, saying things like they'd rather die than join the crew. We finally see Lord Tenma that we've been hearing so much about, and I have to say I like his character, and he is really cool and he seems skilled and powerful too. He is told by one of his subordinates that Izari has rescued Arayumi and that they're returning home, to which he rejoices, and we find out that he's also one of Arame's sons. We see the subordinate telling him that he might even one day surpass his father, to which he gets angry, hitting his subordinate across the room and telling him that his loyalty to his father is absolute. Also that he values the clan more than his life. I mean, this guy is dedicated to the cause. We also see one of the hostages telling the pirates that there are Leaf villagers among them, and I mean, when it comes to life, every man is for himself. We see Sarada and Mitsuki and they arrive to where the hostages are kept. They take out the first two guards at the front, then go inside a building. And Mitsuki ciphers out where the hostages are being kept with his snakes, after which they go and take out the two guys that are watching over the hostages and tell the hostages to escape to the ship at the harbor. I just can't say it, they've grown so much. And I swear, like, they're taking out these enemies so easily. Like, is it that they're so strong, or is it that the enemies are so weak? We see Team 5 and they take out the guards guarding the ship. And then Dinky goes in to get it started. We then see Sarada and Mitsuki and they are rushing with the hostages to the ship, but then they run into two of the pirates, and I thought that these guys were gonna give a good fight as they use water style and they had caught two of the hostages. So when I saw Sarada and Mitsuki give up, I was like, this is it. But then I saw Sarada and she uses the Sharingan, and I don't know what that was. Was that Genjutsu, or did she just go right behind him? Mitsuki as well took out his opponents with his snakes, and again, is it that these guys are so strong, or is it that the enemies are so weak? Dinky then takes out the persons controlling the ship, and I mean, that's how I know these people must definitely be weak. Because if Dinky takes you out, man, you must be pretty weak. Not saying that Dinky isn't good, because we did see him almost defeat Tsubaki in the tuning exams, but Dinky isn't really the strong type. He then tries to start the ship. During this, one of the guards sends out a signal to all the pirates on the island, blowing Team 5 and Team 7's cover as they rush to the ship. As everybody is on board the ship, we see that Dinky is having trouble to start it, and we see that the pirates are now attacking, causing Sarada, Mitsuki, Metal, and Iwabe to fend them off for a while. But soon enough, Dinky gets the ship moving and they leave Doto Island. That was a close one. We then see Kawaki, Boruto, and Bhutan. We see Bhutan attack one of the pirates, and I swear she's cold. She just straight up killed the guy, to the point where Boruto was like, yo, can you slow down? You know, you usually see people like that pirate get knocked out, but not killed. And that's not how ninjas operate. We then see Bhutan use a jutsu on Kawaki, curing his motion sickness, as Kawaki is becoming clumsy. We see Kawaki, and Kawaki is explaining to Boruto that he understands Bhutan and why she operates the way she does. And I think that's because he grew up similar, if not the same. As they progress, they see a high-powered weapon that belongs to the Fanato, which could wipe out a huge area. And they're shocked. These pirates are not playing. Like, these guys have been planning this for a long time, hiding in the shadows. We then see a small boat heading towards where Kagura and the other two prisoners are, and that's where the episode ends. I have to say, this was a fairly good episode. Really looking forward to what's going to happen in next week's episode, but that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching.